Hello everybody. I wanted to do another video on the Mandela effect. I recently heard some things that were very strange, and I've asked many people about the Twilight Zone, which is ironic because it's a show that deals with paranormal, obviously. I asked them who was the host, and they all said the same thing. Not one person didn't get it right. They all said Rod Sterling. Everybody knows Rod Sterling, especially people around my age, because that show was so exciting when we were kids. It was scary, and your parents might let you watch it, and they might not. It was one of those things where we liked that. Kind of like Barnabas Collins and what was that other creepy soap opera? But anyway, you get the idea. It was fun for kids to watch scary stuff, and it's fun for adults too. But the show was well done. Rod Sterling was quite a gentleman, and he was well-spoken, very debonair. But now that's not his name. In this reality, they've changed it somehow. And now his name has always been Serling, which sounds completely foreign to everybody. And I mention it to people, and they go, "What? Who's Serling?" There's no Serling, but really, in this reality now, there is no Rod Sterling, and there never has been. If you don't believe me, look it up. There's never been a Rod Sterling. But on to other things. I wanted to talk about something else that is near and dear to me, and that is history and photography. And I came across some old photos that I like to look at. And I used to look at old photos all the time, and I still do. And this is about typical quality that you're going to get from around 1910, 1915, maybe somewhere in that era. You see the bobbies. It's not the Old West. It's early 20th century. The quality is not very good in these photos because we didn't have that technology, and so it wouldn't be very good. But you can see that when they try to take a group photo or anything, it comes out kind of grainy. Here's men working on one of the railroads, and I can't be sure what year all these pictures are, but you can see by this picture that it's definitely 20th century, and it's still grainy and kind of so-so. And so my point is, as I look through these, there comes a point where the technology is like we're looking at two different technologies that have existed side by side. The one that I remember, where 70s photos came out grainy because our cameras weren't that good either, and 80s photos were better, but 60s photos and things, you were lucky if you got people's faces in focus at all, and you had to really know what you were doing. So I don't remember any real clear pictures from the 40s or 30s. They were all kind of grainy. And now my point is, right here, I'm going to switch. And this is like looking into another reality, because I believe you are. Look at this. If I can get my phone to focus. This is from World War I. And this is extremely detailed compared to the other photos. Look at the background details. This is the Battle of the Somme, Flanders Field, these areas where they blew everything up, and you can see the details of the bridge and the men. If I can hold still. Now, what in the world? Look at this group photo. Now, I couldn't have gotten this clear a photo back in the 1970s with a camera. So this is 1914. I mean, come on. How did this happen? And where did these crazy pictures come from? I've looked up every Civil War photo, every First World War photo that I could find. There weren't that many that were worth looking at. And I don't remember anything like these. These photos are just downright creepy. And again, they look like you're looking at another reality because they're so clear. And it's just astounding to me because it's like looking into another world. And I believe I am. That's the amazing thing, because there isn't any way we had technology like this. This photo was taken in 1914, once again. Look at the clarity, the high definition. I mean, this is taken on the spur of the moment. These are people with weird gas masks that I've never seen before. And I've studied war. I've never seen gas masks that look anything like this. So tell me what you think in the comments below. But these pictures to me are just strange. Strange that we could get that much detail. And if you're like me, you remember Rod Serling, not Rod Serling. If you remember Rod Serling as the host of The Twilight Zone, go ahead and thumb this video down. But if you remember Rod Serling, the way I do, and the photos were grainy up until the 80s and 90s, they got real clear, but before that, you had to be a professional photographer, and you were lucky to get these shots that were somewhat clear. Back in the 40s or 50s, back in World War I, all the film was grainy. And I'm going to do another video shortly on footage, get this, from the Civil War. Yeah, how can they get footage, and I have it, how can you do film footage from the Civil War? But it seems to be real. And according to history and articles written at the time, they took videos of the Civil War. So, let me know what you think in the comments, and maybe I'm losing my marbles, maybe I'm not. Maybe something's going on. See you soon. Thanks for watching.